Hey there everyone, my name is Brian Lovelace. I'm the founder of NaviUpgrade.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to convert your 2012 to 2014 Ford Focus, any model as long as it has the 8-inch Sync 2 system, to Sync 3. This means that this owner is now going to have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and just a much better touch interface for their car. For this project, you're going to need a Sync 2 to Sync 3 upgrade kit from NaviUpgrade.com, or you can piece one together yourself using some parts that are noted on my website. As for tools for this project, you're going to need a trim tool, you're going to need a T8 Torx bit, and you're also going to need a T25 Torx screwdriver. Let's get right on into the project. Alright, so normally the first step of doing a Sync 2 to Sync 3 conversion on a 2012 to 2014 Focus is going to be removing a little panel that covers two screws down here. So that's actually missing on this car. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump right on into our T25 Torx screwdriver, and we're going to begin to remove these screws right here. Set the screws aside in a safe place. And now we can just pull up on this trim panel right here and it'll pop right out of place. There's going to be a connector, two connectors on the back side here. One that's on the bottom, kind of right behind this volume knob. And we're going to pinch from the top. And then we have our hazard switch connector on the back here as well. And we're just going to pinch on that. Sometimes it's hard to actually grab it, so I would recommend getting your Torx screwdriver behind there and actually pushing in the connector that way. And that will help wiggle it out. All right, sometimes you need to push the connector in more to get it out. All right, that leaves you with your Sync 2 display right here. We're gonna grab our T25 Torx screwdriver again. We're gonna take out these 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now once these 4 screws are out, you can kind of push up on this just like that. And we're going to pull the entire display out. On the back, there's a swing latch connector right there. So we push in on the tab, swing it down and out. And then we also have a USB connector. We can just push on it just like that, push on the tab. And this entire assembly will pop out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our screen brackets from here and we're going to port them over onto our Sync 3 display. So we're going to use our T8 Torx screwdriver and remove those now. All right, we're going to do this one side at a time. Note that the bottom of the Sync 3 display is actually right here. You can tell by this little lip right here where the digitizer cable runs through. So we're just going to pop the brackets on this screen and we're going to re-screw it all into place. All right, now back to the Sync 2 display. Now we can set our Sync 2 screen and APIM aside. Grab our Sync 3 APIM and screen once more, and we're going to put our bracket back on. 8 screws started, and we'll just tighten them off with the T8 screwdriver. All right, now before we go reinstalling our Sync 3 display with our new brackets on it, we're going to need to install a GPS antenna. No matter if you're upgrading your car to non-nav or navigation, you're going to need a GPS antenna just like this, as it helps with emergency calling and syncing clock time. So let's get this installed. We're going to take our 3M sticky pad, provided in the Navi Upgrade kit. We're going to place it on the top of the antenna just like that. And then we're going to peel the other side. All right, now once we do that, we can get a couple strands out. We don't need much, just a little bit. All right, now that that's good, we can reach back behind here and we can find a place right on the dash. I usually like to put it right here on the STs. It's kind of right near the gauge pod. And now what we can do is we can take our Sync 3 display, get our Sync 3 we can get our antenna plugged in right at the top there, just like that. And then we can tuck these wires back here, just like this. And then what we can do is we can take our 54-pin APIM connector here and get it plugged in. So all you need to do is you need to push on it just like that until the latch starts swinging. As the latch starts swinging, you're going to push back on that latch until it clicks into place. Now we're going to take our USB port and we're going to plug this into the black connector on the back of the MK3 APIM. Kind of takes a second to get aligned, but once it's in, you'll hear a click. And now that we're in there, we can just kind of push up just like that and wiggle it into place. Now we can replace the 4 T25 Torx screws. All right, so before we put it all back together, we're just gonna turn it on, do a little quick boot test, and as you can see, we're good to go. Just a reminder that if you do this yourself without getting a kit from NaviUpgrade.com, you will need to program. We've got another video on programming as well. So let's get this trim piece reinstalled. First, we're gonna grab the bottom connector, then we're gonna grab the top connector, and then we're going to just pop it all into place. Make sure you get the top edges. Sometimes those are easy to miss. We're going to take our final 2 T25 Torx screws down here and get them into place. Usually easier to start with the driver's side one. All right, there we go. Now let's get into doing the USB hub. All right, so the next part of this process is going to be removing the old USB hub right here. So we're just going to take our trim tool. We're just going to kind of lift up on it. Just like that. Oh, sometimes that'll happen. Sometimes this trim piece will pop right off. That's fine. And then what we really want to do is we really want to get under these lips to kind of pull it all out. Once that little plastic piece is off though, you can usually just take your T8 Torx screwdriver and pull the whole thing up just like that. It definitely might need some convincing. I've never had one that doesn't want to pop out. That's interesting. All right, so normally we'd be able to access this hub by removing this, but it appears in this car that the wires are just a bit too short. So you might need to end up removing the rear panel to access it from there. So we're going to use a T20 size screwdriver, T20 bit, and we're going to remove these 2 screws. All right, now that that's off, we can actually pull back down here. All right, so we can just pull back on this right here, just like that. We can fold our thing down here. All right, so we can just keep pulling on it just like that until all the tabs are loose. And now what we can do is we can reach back here and we can remove this tab right here. And then we can also remove. All right, so yeah, once we get this loose, we can just remove these 2 tabs just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up our glove compartment here, or our little cubby here. We're gonna pull that out just like that. So it pops out just like that. And now we're going to grab our dual USB hub with our adapter plate and our adapter cable, and we're going to feed it down through that hole. We're always going to want to make sure that these USB port symbols point towards the front of the car. All right, so we're just going to set it down in there just like that, and it should rest in there just nicely. All right, so now that this is rested in place here, we can actually grab the adapter cable, and we're just going to plug it in just like that to the old one. Then we're going to hunt for a USB cable, and we're going to get this plugged in. All right, so that's clipped into place now, and we can begin reassembly of the back here. So for that, we're just going to close this, and we're just going to snap it all right back into place and put those 2 screws back. If you have a cover, just put that back in place as well. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you guys looking to convert your pre-facelift 2012 to 2014 Ford Focus from Sync 2 to Sync 3. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Always helping people out down there. Or you can shoot me an email, support@naviupgrade.com, or even shoot me a text. I'm actually way better with doing text messages, so shoot me a text with the phone number on my website. Happy to help you out that way. It's usually the easiest way and quickest way to get a hold of me, and I'm always responding to people on there. If you like my video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like my content that much, I'd really appreciate you subscribing to my channel. Really helps me out, and I love providing this service for people and helping people out with their projects. If you need anything for your project, hit up naviupgrade.com. Really appreciate you for watching, and until the next one, take care.